quickly a look at the head there. There's a few giraffes actually. Didn't even see the others further down. It's been quite a while since we've seen giraffes. It's fantastic to see them again. You'd think with them being so tall, you'd sort of drive around and just see them sticking out everywhere like telephone poles, but quite often not the case. Obviously also quite often they're not around. And that's a female we haven't seen for. She's around here quite often. If I use the word often one more time, I'm going to start feeling like I'm saying it too often. The reason I can recognize this lady is if you look carefully when she turns again, she's missing the tip of the tail, which unfortunately she's turned now, so it's a bit hard to see, but I just noticed it as she turned. Very curious. Giraffes are well known to be quite curious, obviously having such a fantastic vantage point. And even a female like this should be 3.5 meters tall. It's higher than an average house roof. Taller than house roofs. As you can see very far, so that makes them probably more curious than most other animals, just because they can see a lot of things going on. Another reason I'm excited to see giraffe, more a statistical point, but typically the people coming to Africa, people visiting Africa, the animals that I really want to see, sort of the animals that sort of are iconic of Africa or have a strong sort of saying Africa, is giraffe is third on that list, zebra fourth. So even before people think of things like rhino or wild dogs or cheetah, leopard even, think of giraffe and zebra. First and second are lion and elephant. Bit strange, the ears there. Sometimes ears pulled flat like that can be a sign of aggression or agitation between giraffe, but I don't think in this case. I'm just going to go a little forward here. Oh, that's the wrong button. All of them lined up there. That specific female maybe just had the ears down because they were wet or something. She wasn't really bothered by the other giraffe. I was going to say that there's no specific social structure. The group we're looking at here, 3 females, another giraffe much further down looks like a female as well, so it looks like 4 females here in total, but this will probably or almost certainly change over the next few days, if not during the course of the day. Some other giraffes might join the group, one of these females might join another group or move off a bit. They are extremely sort of I don't know what the right word is there. There's no fixed herd structure as such. In other words, they chop and change all the time. What's the word for like when you have like a metal in a liquid form? It's very, there's a nice word that I was thinking of, like pliable almost. In a constant state of flux, maybe, if you want to call it that. So bulls come and join the group, look for estrus females. If there's no one around, they move on, maybe join up with some males for a bachelor group to hang around there for a bit and then come and go again. No fixed structure. Only thing that seems to be, well, that is relatively fixed is the mother and calf. So if any of these females have a calf in the next few days or weeks, didn't notice any of them particularly looking pregnant, but if they do that, mother and calf will stick together for at least 1.5 years or so. But then after that also can move around a bit. Go a little bit forward, try and have a look at the zebra as well. Getting a touch difficult. Let's see through there. One of the other characteristics of zebras, apart from the very specific markings, I don't think there's anything else in the world really that has markings quite as striking as zebra. The tails that are always swishing, that's another thing you can almost ID them by. Summertime, unless they're lying down, that tail is swishing, chasing flies away. Maybe even the strongest muscle in the zebra's body. With humans, the strongest muscle in our body is our jaw or cheek muscles, chewing. I'm sure that's probably the case with most of your ruminants. They spend a lot of time chewing, but with zebra, I think it might just be the tail muscle. It's constant movement. Well, awesome. Nice to see these guys. So one last look. There's another giraffe just further back that's come out a bit. It's such a beautiful morning. Just look at that slight haziness you get as you look further behind them into the bush. A lot of low mist coming in. You can see, feel this morning that we're not all that far from the coast. Indian Ocean only about 80 or 100 kilometers or so in a straight line from here. Used to look like chipmunks at the moment. Got their cheeks full of leaves. Again, just an easy way to see that these are females. Look at the horns on that giraffe. Quite often with giraffe, it's hard to see the belly part or to see the full animal to sex it. The horns are a very easy way to do so. They're not as thick as with the males. And also the top of the horns where the males tend to be clear of hair or free of hair in like a bald patch, whereas the females have a little pointy cluster of hair. Oh, full cheeks of leaves again. See, she just swallowed the previous lot, regurgitated, now she's chewing again or ruminating again. Interesting, those horns as well. Giraffe are the only animals where the calves are born with the horns already on. So most of the other antelope, or other animals shall I say, think of impala or kudu, those horns only develop over time after birth. With giraffe, the horns are actually there already, except it's not joined to the skull yet. It's quite loose and floppy, and then after birth sort of stiffens up a bit, if you want to explain it like that, and then the bone starts growing from the hairy part of the horn growing down towards the skull. Only fully grown or connected onto the skull at about 4 years old. Quite interesting. Great start. Always nice seeing these tall animals. Let's continue.